you've lost everything, can you reach freedom? That's the sentence of Tyler that stuck with me because it makes so much sense, but I don't want to believe it since I'm doing the whole opposite. I'm trying to reach the furthest possible to be free, and he's telling me you're supposed to get to rock bottom and you'll be free. His process of thinking is basically the more you own, the more you have to preserve, which means you have to meet society's expectations, society's rules, and that makes constraints. You might end up just being running in autopilot to preserve all what you have and not live truly for yourself. And with all those constraints, your possessions end up being your owner. That sounds so logical, but I still don't want to accept it. So, the first question I asked is, what is freedom for Tyler? It's basically living without constraints, living life intensely with action and all its emotions. Fight Club is the embodiment of that. Basically, it's not really about violence, it's about living without comfort, living intensely, living the emotions, living without fear, living with fire. It's like a little taste of what life is supposed to feel like. So, yeah, but I noticed a pattern. It's that Tyler is very much in the opposition, he's always in the negation. And I asked myself, how come freedom can be defined by being in opposition and without creation? Because even what he creates, Project Mayhem, is in opposition to capitalism. Without capitalism, Project Mayhem wouldn't exist. So, is Tyler really free? Yes, despite all that, he feels truly liberated, and I asked myself why. How come he still seems so free? And my answer was that he is actually free, but his definition is wrong. Because, hot take, but I think that Tyler is the version of the dissociated narrator that is actually that knows himself. Like, he knows himself, he knows what he stands for, he knows what he rejects. He has answers to all the questions of the narrator, and he's like a guide. He feels really omnipresent because of how much he's certain and knows himself and society he's in. So that's how I define freedom, is as being one, being conscious of the society you live in, being self-aware of that. Two, being self-aware of yourself, what you want out of life. And three, it's acting and adapting with those 2 points, what you want out of life and what society is. But I also said that reality is what it is, and so existence already comes with constraints like gravity, time. You're put in a society by default, so it's impossible to be free objectively. I wanted the definition of like existential freedom, like with all those constraints that we have because reality is what it is. What is freedom within that? Like, for sure, it will be subjective, and I defined it as the 3 points I said. So basically, freedom is being conscious of y- your society, yourself, and adapting with that, which means you could choose the constraints you want to abide by because it's with your purpose, or you could choose to reject some, which is basically what Tyler does. And I think that the big lesson that we have with Tyler is asking, whose life are you living? Is it mine or is it society's? Two fundamental points I want to say before I leave for my definition of freedom is that one, freedom isn't about causality. I don't want to hear about determinism. I really hate determinism. And it's not that I hate it, but I don't want to talk about it. Freedom isn't about causality, it's about uh, being conscious of your choices. I don't care if something caused me to think that way, but like if I feel like I thought about myself and this is how I'm true to myself. This is my free will. If I believe I'm acting with free will after critically thinking about my life, myself, society, I don't care if something caused me to think that way. I really don't. And the second point is um, self awareness isn't about complete self knowledge because we always evolve. That's the point of life. We discover ourselves, but it's about the habit of asking why. That's about it. Thank you.